everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last build we went video game when we built the RE45 Auto from Titanfall, and it was cool. If you missed that build, we'll include the link in the description below to our channel's homepage so you can go over there and check out RE45 Auto or any of the other super cool builds we have there. But for this build, we're going to stay video game. So without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. Check that out. It is the Flash Grenade from Star Wars Battlefront. Look at that thing, man. It's got tons of cylinders in it. It's a cylinder Super Bowl. It has the rusty little ring on there. It's got the grooves around the side. This thing is dirty, grimy. It's got oil splatters on it. It is cruddy. So that's about all you can say to describe this thing. It's cruddy and there's a lot of cylinders on it. So in this episode, making an EVA foam Star Wars Battlefront Flash Grenade, we're going to go step by step through how to make it. And when we're done making it, we're going to seal it and we're going to paint it. And if you want to build along with us, we have a template for this thing. So we'll include the link in the description below to our channel's storefront, so you can go grab a template if you want. Or not, that's cool too. Alright, that's it. If you're ready to hit it, let's make something. Alright, here's where we begin our Flash Grenade with the central body piece. Okay, that's going to be a 48mm foam dowel, that's 2 inches, and two 2mm pieces. Alright. Alright. Alright, there we go. Now, you know the drill with contact cement. Let both sides dry completely, and then it can make contact. And we're not going to stretch it. Make sure you lay it down flat like that. Okay. So we're going to come in now with these little pieces, these 2mm pieces and these 4mm pieces, and we're going to knock all those out. Like that. Now we're going to come in with these 4mm pieces. Alright, now comes the fun part. Alright, we're going to come in with our box cutter. And we are going to cut the ends on a slight bevel, because every time we do a wrap, we like to cut a bevel on both ends, so when it comes together, it matches real nice. So we're going to come to our line. We are going to slightly tip our blade just a little bit. All right. Like that. There's our spots we're going to cut it off. Let's go to the bandsaw and knock that off. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Nice. Flush cut. Now what we're going to do is we're going to roll this. Now we're going to roll this way. Alright, so we're going to come in here, get our seam together just like that. Pinch it together nice and easy right along the edge. And then we push it down. Look at that. That's beautiful right there. Now it doesn't matter if the end doesn't match up. We're going to be cutting that off on the bandsaw. All right, pinch our seam together. Tight. Look at that thing, man. Crazy. We've got these cool recesses. We got these little fins raised up on here. All right, now we're gonna go over to the bandsaw and we're gonna knock the edges off so we have a nice straight cut. All right, there we go. Nice flat edges. Now we're going to get off some of our little fuzzies that we get on the end when we use the bandsaw. All right, now we're going to take this 24mm piece and we're going to cut this out on the bandsaw. All right, there we go. Nice. Now this is going to go on both ends, here and here. All right, so we're going to come in now with this 3mm piece. We drew 3 stripes, 3 half-inch stripes, and all these dotted lines, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to use 2 of these stripes to go around this piece, just like that. All right, but we're going to come through these dotted lines and we're going to make a slight cut in the foam. Start at this end. We're going to make a light score, right? Scoring means just cutting the surface, but not going very deep. And we're just going to go all the way through all these sets of dots. A jillion lines in there. That, there, and right here. All right, now let's use this piece of foam as a test wrap. Right here. Okay. Tip our knife so it's on a bevel, and we'll go right through like that. Now we're going to line it up flush with the edge, roll it right along the edge, keeping the edge flush. Beautiful. That is really nice. All right, so now we're going to go over to the bandsaw and we're going to cut this right down the middle. All right, there we go. Wow. All right. Now we're going to line our edge up with our Sharpie mark we can see. So touch one side down, but don't let it drop. Come around, make sure we're in a really good spot for the rest of it. And we are right there. Beautiful. We're going to clean the glue residue off of this seam right here. There we go. Beautiful seam right there. Okay, that's pretty nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with this little detail right here that's going to go on this back side right here. Okay, we've got a couple 6mm and a 3mm. We're going to come in and we're going to cut a bevel cut at the back of this piece. All right, right through our piece, like that. There we go, got a nice bevel there. Now we're gonna... And nice. Okay, now. Whoa, we almost set it down upside down. That wouldn't have been good. Now we're getting a nice little detail there. Now we're going to come in with this 6mm piece. Okay, now this one's going to be tricky. All right, we're gonna have to cut the inside of this out. So let's draw a little inside line. All right, there we go. Now we can come in with our X-Acto right to the inside corner. All right, look at that, man. That's a nice little detail. Now this is going to be coming in and dropping right in on this side, right here, something like this. All right. Okay. All right. Bent down onto the round curve like that. Okay, now we're going to bring our heat gun in. We're going to seal this raw foam so it tightens the foam up, and it's also going to open up these cups right here. All right, there we go. Check it out. Really nice. Look at how our foam kind of got a little bit glossy and it tightened up. The surface looks real nice and tight. And these little creases we made with our X-Acto blade opened up a little bit. So it looks like they have like a threaded edge around them. That's really nice. We're going to take an 18, a 12, and a 4, and the third piece of our wrap that has the little X-Acto lines in it. Okay, these are going to go together, and then these are going to be separate. All right, there we go. Now we're going to take the 12 and the 18 and we're going to knock those out on the bandsaw. All right, now we're going to let these dry. While those are drying, we're going to come in and we're going to round the edge of this off. All right, now let's seal this. All right, now this is dry. So we're going to set it down on our line, but don't drop it down. Make sure we're in a good spot all the way around, and we are. Let's use this piece as our test wrap. Right there. Tip our knife. Lay the edge down flush all the way around. Seam together right there. Look at that. That is perfect. Holy smokes, man, that is perfect. There we go. All right, there we go. Look at that thing, man. That's a humdinger right there. Good grief. All right, there we go. Look at that. Our little creases opened up on there. We're cutting our 4mm out. There we go. And there's our 3mm piece cut out. We left the ends because we want to do a test measurement before we cut that. All right, now we're going to take the 24 and we're going to go over to the scroll saw and we're going to knock that out. All right, there we go. There's our 24. Really nice. And all right, now we're going to do a test wrap. All right, now we know that is the proper length to wrap around this piece. Let's round this edge off real quick. Now this is ready. And we're gonna get that little glitch on the side and we're gonna hide it with this piece right here. All right, let's check and see. Oh, that's gonna be perfect. That's why you take your time, you do a test wrap, and you cut the bevel on the end. Let's seal this because we just rounded the edges. All right, now that's going to go on the end, but before we do that, we're going to come in with this pattern now, and we're going to take, it's a 1/2 inch, so we're going to take this and we're going to send it through the bandsaw and we're going to cut it. All right, there we go. There's our 2 cuts. Now we're going to send this through the bandsaw, but because we don't want our fingers getting that close, we're going to get 2 extra pieces of foam and hold it from the side and send it through. All right, there we go. Check that out. Perfect. Okay, there's our center, so we know exactly where this is going to go. Bring this in. All right, there we go. Nice. Definitely get yourself some circle templates because you will use them like crazy. Set it on our guideline. Don't drop it down. Come around to this side. Really cool. All right, we've got a piece of 6mm foam. We're going to come in with a brass tube and we're going to pop out 2 of these. All right, there we go. Okay, we messed that one up. Made it too small. Now this is the correct size. All right, we're going to go to the outside of our line. Make a puddle. Nice little rim around it that it sits on. Right on here, and we're going to push real hard so that it shapes around the round body. Same thing on this one. All right, there we go. Check that out. Could not be easier. A lot of cylinders we cut out. Every step of the way was a cylinder. We did some easy foam wraps down here. Did this easy foam wrap around the middle with our little windows cut out. Really nice. Did our little X-Acto grooves all the way around our pieces. Used a lot of heat gun to separate our creases. Built this simple little side section here. This was not bad at all. All right, so with that last detail, that brings the build portion of our Star Wars Battlefront Flash Grenade build to a close. Alright, we ran to the hardware store and we bought a D-ring. Okay, here we are at the spray stand. We're going to coat our flash grenade with our Plastidip. And you know what we always say, even if you're outside in a well-ventilated area, do not spray without your respirator. Okay, several coats of Plastidip. That thing is looking real. Look at that, man. It's a flash grenade. Wow. Okay, we're going to come in with our medium yellow. Alright, there we go. There's one layer. Alright, now while we let that first layer dry, we're going to come in with our Calypso Sky, which is a super light blue. Alright, there we go. We've got our one layer of our yellow and one layer of our blue down. Let's just leave it alone, let it dry, then we'll come back in and we'll hit a second coat on both. Alright, that's going nice. That's covering nice and solid now. Okay, what we did is we drew this little template, alright? That's going to fit right into these little spaces. And we're going to trace 8 of these on here, and we're going to make 8 little masks for painting. Alright, there we go. Now and then we're going to use our little burnishing tool to lay it down flat in the corners, like that. Alright, we're going to come in with our silver. Alright, now as you can tell, like we always do with a sponge brush, it leaves dark in the crevices because the sponge can't get down inside, which is alright. We can come back in with our silver. Now that this end is dry, we can use it to hold it. Alright, there we go. Now, see how we've got dark in all the crevices everywhere? So it's naturally going to look a little bit grungy. Alright, we're coming in with our cardinal red. It's kind of a little bit of a darker red. Alright, now we just threw on some painter's tape real quick there for our button. Alright, perfect. Got it. Alright, here's our wrought iron. Alright, we threw a little bit of tape on here. Alright, now we're going to come in with our brown, our black, and a little bit of water. Alright, now we're going to let the water drain out. And we're going to get all around the top of our piece like this. Now we're going to come in. Alright, now we're going to come in. We're going to try to get right in between the color without getting too much on there. Really coated in crud. Nice. Man, that has got grime all over it. Alright, we're going to take some black. We're going to dip it in. Now we're going to come in here with our thumb. Look at that, how we're getting those flecks all around there. We took an acid brush. We cut the bristles real short. And then we're coming in. Alright, now we're coated in crud. Looks like it's got dirt and oil and stuff splattered all over it. Pretty gross. Alright, now we're going to come in here and we're going to drill right through the side of this little piece right here so that we can slip our D-ring through there. Alright, now we're going to get a thicker bit. Alright, now we're pulling our D-ring open. Alright, there we go. Look at that. That's mighty cool. Let's pinch it in there even tighter. Alright, there we go. Okay, there's our ring now. We pulled it apart, we pinched it together, and now what we're going to do, because that's way, way, way too shiny, is Alright, now let's come in with our brown. Alright, see that? We got brown on there now, so it's got that almost kind of rust sort of a look. And we're going to leave that alone. Just dab a little bit of it off. That's it, man. Pretty easy stuff. You saw how easy that was. We went in and we painted with the sponge brush our little internal sections, our blue and our yellow. Did several coats, let it dry. Covered them with little simple masks we cut out, and then we brushed on all of the silver, which left a lot of darkness in the corners because we used a sponge brush, which helps it look dirty. And then we came in, brushed our red on, brushed our high gloss silver on the buttons, got a little wrought iron on these fins, and then you saw us come in with the mud wash, and we did an overall mud wash that just totally cakes this thing full of crud. Like I said, this thing's full of crud and dirt and oil and little splashes of oil and a little bit of brown on the D-ring. It's starting to make it look a little bit aged, like it's starting to form some rust on there. That's really cool. Alright, that's it. With that last detail, which was putting a little bit of brown on our D-ring, that brings our Star Wars Battlefront Flash Grenade build to a close. Pow, there it is. Grimy and grody and full of cylinders. You saw it, tons of circles we cut out of this thing. All circles just stacked up, circles for buttons, really easy stuff. The kind of the most involved part of the whole build was just building this wrap that went around the center, which was easy. Cutting out some little holes, sticking it down, putting our two fins on there and wrapping it. And then we built this little contraption on the side. Really easy stuff. And then you saw us seal it and paint it. Really easy. Sprayed it with flat antique nickel, and then we just brushed in our blue spots and our yellow spots. You also saw us do a little bit of masking in there just to protect them when we came in with our silver stuff. Actually, we didn't spray it, sorry. We did not spray it with flat antique nickel. We sponge brushed it on with silver. So we could leave kind of darkness in the corners and give it that, help it with that dirty, weathered look. That was about it. Red on the button, came in and put a little bit of wrought iron and some brown on the metal ring there just to make it look rusty, and you saw how we did the metal ring. Bought a D-ring, waited till we had sealed it and painted it, drilled a hole through, separated it, squeezed it in, and that was it. Super easy, not hard at all. So there it is. Wow, super cool. So that concludes making an EVA foam Star Wars Battlefront Flash Grenade. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel, and together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.